Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Hopefully you all are having a great Friday. Happy Friday to everybody, Geminis. This reading is going to take us into the 21st of November, which puts us into the second day of the new moon. We have a new moon in Sagittarius coming up on the 20th, so it's going to take us into the 21st, in other words, right? So, looking at your cards here, you being an open book to a younger person, keeping them in the loop about messages during Mercury retrograde, is creating some kind of concern with some people who want to kind of swap lives with you, right? Because you all love to learn. You love to learn. You love to share your knowledge. And so right now we currently have 5 planets that are currently retrograde. Mercury is one of them. It's yours and Virgo's ruling planets. What else is retrograde? Saturn, Uranus, Chiron, and Neptune are retrograde, right? I gotta check and see what's I think Mercury I want to say is the most recent planet that's retrograde, right? And something about your energy, you have star power. We're not talking about famous, 2 different things, right? You just have star power. You shine bright in dark spaces. You love to learn, you like to share that knowledge with other people, but make sure, you being an open book, that you can refer to where you got the knowledge from. Okay, let me just start out right first, that you're not just talking off the top of your head, right? Because that would restrict you. Okay? Somebody who wants to know information as to where you're getting this information from, they are studying you like a hawk, watching you like a hawk, whatever your platform is. And because they won't come to you directly for whatever reason, they're using other people to try to get through to you. Ridiculous, So they're doing everything except come to you directly to say, hey, can we collaborate? I mean, that would be the, I don't get people who do that kind of sneaky stuff. But, hey, whatever. They must have done something. They must have done something if they can't come to you directly. So whatever, that's on them. That's their karma. They're dealing with that. Whatever, it had nothing to do with you. Anyway, so let's talk about love. Let's talk about love in all forms, because Friday connects us with Venus, connects us with love and pleasure. Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, enjoyment, relationships, cooperation, romance, beauty, sexual desire, erotic love, attraction, just love in all forms, aesthetics, art and music, right? But it also connects us with vengefulness and vanity, right? Worth and value. Also connects us with peacemaker energy, right? So apparently somebody must have done something like a destiny swap, trying to swap destinies with you, who wasn't interested in some kind of peace with you. And so instead of them coming up Front Street and talking to you directly, like this person who would look at a person directly, right? They already treated you like you weren't alive, right? Telling everybody that you talked to them a certain kind of way. You were disrespectful to them, or they didn't like the way you talked to them, or whatever. Who cares at this point? Whatever their justification was. Bottom line is, when you're communicating with people, you all, there's always a way to come back and correct things. I mean, if somebody is sincere, somebody could have just came back and said, hey, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Let's try to fix this. That's not what they're doing. That's the end of that. Don't even overthink this. Don't overthink it. I'm a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. Don't even overthink this. Let me help somebody out right there. Somebody could easily come back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. They can go that route. So let me help y'all right there. You're a star. And again, I'm not talking about fame. I need to be crystal clear when I talk about this. We're not talking about fame. Somebody could have said, hey, we got off on the wrong foot. Hey, let's hit the reset button. That's the whole purpose of closing out cycles. And that's the whole purpose of shedding the past and moving forward. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. That's not what they did. So, they still doing sneaky stuff behind your back. So whoever. Bottom line is, here we go. You're a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. So somebody who you have love coming across your path, whoever you are. And so when prior to, because I'm looking at the polarity of these as well, you may have had a dream last night, Thursday night, depending on when you watch this. And Friday connects us with Venus. So if you had a dream on Thursday night about somebody that you love, it could have been a platonic love, like your child or your kids or sibling or a friend from a while ago that maybe y'all were separated by distance and y'all just kind of sort of lost touch. It may not even have been something like y'all had an argument. It could have literally just been they got married, their life went in this direction, your life went in that direction. It may not have even been anything, y'all know, low vibrational at all. It could be all love. You just, hey, they married now, you went on with your life, they went on with theirs, whatever. But somebody else, whoever this energy is looking for you to save them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And we don't have the power to save each other as human beings. We just don't have that power to save anybody as human beings. And instead of somebody just coming to you, they're not even trying to balance it out. They're not even trying to balance it out. They making it seem like they're so restricted. Well, my hands were tied and I didn't know what to do, and this is the only way I could get through to you. They got every excuse in this under the. Y'all, listen. Continue operating in the spirit of love. Let's get into your reading. At this point in this stage in your life, you're keeping it all high vibrational, but you're learning how to use your sword properly. You're an open book. You're operating in a spirit of love. You have a very youthful spirit. You love learning. You love communicating with people. You know how to send out communication and know how to receive. Right? Sending and receiving. That's Gemini's superpower. Sending and receiving. Wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, that's your superpower, Gemini. Y'all are senders and receivers. Even though you're divine masculine divine masculine zodiac sign, meaning that you're senders by default, right? You're also able to send and receive very, very quickly. Like in terms of how you receive like downloads, you're able to send out a message, right? Clear messages, right? And every zodiac sign rules a house. Every zodiac sign rules a house. And somebody is just too prideful to even say, they apologize. Somebody's too prideful that they saw you as like you weren't good enough. That's what it really boils down to. You got the message loud and clear. You got it. You got the message loud and clear. You're really no respecter of person. That's what makes you a star. You're no respecter of person. They didn't see you as good enough? Cool. No problem. Stay out of your face. All right. So the spirit brings you clarity, insight, and a wave of inspired communication. So this spread for you reveals what's unfolding in your mind, your relationships, your opportunities, and your spiritual path. Plus, I'm going to share with you all some candle suggestions, gemstones, herbs, and affirmations to elevate your energy and amplify manifestation. So don't forget to subscribe, like, drop a comment if this resonates, hype it up, all of those things, right? So here's your current energy, Page of Swords. Your mind is active, eager, and curious. You're on the urge of learning something transformative. An affirmation for you is, I stay open to new ideas and divine downloads. That's the thing, you all happen to high vibrating Geminis, just happen to be a lot of fun to be around, funny, love to learn, love to send out, receive, send, receive, send, receive, send, receive. And at this point, once you realize your star, you're able to stay focused and you're saying, okay, you want to send and receive with energies who are open books, people who are not into no dark, sneaky stuff, trying to hurt people, doing that kind of stuff. You trying to be in positivity, all that. All this, people who send out messages, of just sending messages of love. That's who you're trying to link up with. See this infinity symbol right here? That's who you're trying to link up with. Right? So, yeah. Somebody was talking about their own loved one like their own loved one was dead. So here we have What are you releasing? Eight of Swords. Self-doubt, mental loops, or fear-based thinking begins to dissolve. An affirmation for you is, I free myself from the illusions of limitation. When you start, I'm telling y'all, when you hear people talk about somebody like they're dead, they're already preparing something. And I'm talking about if you ever heard a person talking in front of a person who is like almost like they're not even sitting there, like they're invisible, like they're Casper the Friendly Ghost or something, or like they just like the show from a long time ago, The Ghost of Mrs. Muir. Like they talking about somebody who just like they're not even there. Or something like the person, they have no respect for the person. They just like they just don't exist. Like we make all the decisions for this person. What kind of destiny swapping is really going on here? Okay, y'all talking about this person like they don't even exist anymore. Are we talking about the same person? What is going on here? Right? So Source is saying to you, you're removing yourself from the equation when you realize that people talk about you or talked about you. Once you get wind of, you're an air sign, and I'm using specifically the word wind. Once you get wind that people have treated you as if you don't exist, I don't care if you have to go all the way back to your childhood and you remember how certain family members treated you like you didn't exist, and their kids and their kids and their kids, how many generations down, and they've infected other people around them to treat you like you didn't exist, like they're talking about you and like they don't, like they not even around. So it's just like they're gonna keep that same energy, and it's all love. You've forgiven all of them, but you're now making room for the blessings that Source is sending across your path. You're making room. You're making room, right? So yeah, so what you're gaining is Ace of Wands. A new burst of inspiration, motivation, or creative ideas arrive. An affirmation for you is, inspiration flows through me effortlessly. Somebody has this new fire in them. You're just realizing just how restricted you were. You're realizing just how restricted you were. Like, I can't even believe I was stuck on processing this. Letting your own loved ones talk to you as if you weren't even like you. You're like, nope. I'm making room now around the table at holidays, at special occasions, for people that I know. It's all love sitting around the table. It's all love sitting coming in through that door, through that portal, that front door. It's all love. It's all love, right? And your intuition knows now, this is High Priestess energy. Your intuition now knows who is coming in. Your hidden strengths, this is High Priestess. Your intuition is usually sharp. Unusually sharp. Now, subtle signs are louder now. So an affirmation for you is, I trust my inner knowing completely. I trust my inner knowing completely. Yep. See, you're a magnet for a lot of things. You're a magnet for money. You're a magnet for everything, really. But you had to learn how to gatekeep your own gifts. Like, you had to learn how to be the person that's standing at your own front door of your spiritual gifts and say, okay, I can't let certain energies in. I got to learn how to protect my gift. I got to learn how to protect my calling here. I got to learn how to protect my calling, and learn how to discern. Like, really, really learn how to discern, right? Yep. Really learn how to discern who is connected to whom. So that's what I'm seeing here. That is who I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So again, like I said, you're operating in the spirit of love. You're operating in the spirit of love. But Source has, whatever anxiety you may have felt like you were going through here, you are enlightened, and you're enlightening other people. And see this right here, this person looks like they were walking on a tightrope here. You're at the end of it. You're at the end. You're at the end. And whatever message that you're sharing, this is Mercury right here. Yeah. You realize just how restricted you were. This right here is the person now on the other side looking in the mirror like, you can't even believe how restricted you were. Looking at your ancestors were in your ear the whole time. Like, why do you keep restricting yourself? Like, what? It's like you're stuck in this broken mirror. Like somebody was just stuck in this, like, okay, you got to keep respecting people that feel comfortable disrespecting you, disrespecting your kids, disrespecting your gifts, disrespecting your download. Like, you got to keep looking for somebody to save you when really you're at a point now you just cut them off. You have an inner child now. You're protecting your own inner child. You don't have to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You tell your kids too. They don't have to feel like they're unsafe around these energies. Don't go. Don't show up. Don't go over there. Wherever over there is, right? So here is, what do you need to focus on? Yeah. Knight of Cups. Lead with heart, softness, and emotional truth this week. An affirmation for you is, I move with compassion, creativity, and sincerity. Yeah, you've learned how to save yourself. You've learned how to save yourself. Source had to separate you and someone, right, who you may have felt like would have had your back, so that you can learn how to save yourself, right? That nobody was coming to save you, right? Something generational happened. This is a number 8 right here. 8 connects us with death, right? Like, not that somebody physically died, but like the death of a cycle. Like, let's say, for instance, your work partner all of a sudden didn't show up on the day that an important project was supposed to launch, right? It's like, oh my God, it's just me. Oh, I gotta, because this connects us with Aries, right? We're not talking about in Aries, but the polarity of Aries is Libra, right? And that's because it's like, okay, I know my partner would have my back here, my work partner, they would have my back on this project. But what if an emergency happened, right? They weren't able to show up. Okay, I better know my stuff. I better know my stuff here, okay? Because this project is rolling out, whether they show up at work or not, right? And so that's what's happening here. Like, you know your stuff. You really, really know your stuff, right? That's why I said, if you're going to be an open book, make sure you got the physical material to back it up. Because these people sitting here, they'd have had you committed somewhere. Oh, this person, they don't know what they talking about. They talking about they're a high priestess. They don't have any material, because you had somebody who was meticulously watching you saying, oh yeah, I think they probably, something is a little off with them. Except you watch this channel and I said, make sure you got something to back it up. You got material, books to back it up. Let them go challenge the author, whoever wrote the book. That's what I'm seeing, a book here. Make sure you got a book to back it up. That's crazy that somebody would even do that, because you don't have other people to back you up. People doing stuff in secret. So you standing there, you and Source, their creator. So what they go do, they find a younger person that they feel like you're going to be an open book about, and see if you can get some messages from them to justify it. Except you can send the spell work right back, because you have books to back up what you're talking about. So keep right on sharing the information. And this is the reason you want to have nothing to do with certain people. This is the reason right here, because of the sneakiness they do. This is the reason right there. So yeah. So advice from Spirit is 2 of Wands. Think long term. Expand your vision. Plan for bigger horizons. An affirmation for you is, I take bold steps towards my brightest future. Instead of them saying, hey, where are you getting the material from? Let's collaborate. That is not the time these energies are on. They're too busy looking at your second house, the physical. Oh, they don't look like a high priestess. What the heck does a high priestess? Child, this is intuition. What does that look like? So let's bring it back to Venus. You're dealing with somebody who is very vengeful and very vain and very green with envy. That's what you're dealing with. And whoever they're vengeful or vain or whoever they're mad at, they somehow feel like it's necessary to take something out on you. You're removing yourself from the equation altogether. You don't have nothing to do with them or whoever they connected with. Here was the external influences. The Hermit. Someone wise offers guidance, or circumstances push you to reflect. Here's an affirmation for you. Wisdom finds me when I'm willing to listen. Because what in the world? Internal insight. Queen of Swords. Your clarity cuts through confusion. You see truth sharply. Okay? You see it very clearly. Where's this? See this bowl right here? This is water, emotions, right here. Yeah, you see it real clear. Very, very clearly. Y'all have a different love language. You and somebody have a totally different love language. You don't see, the thing is, whoever you are, because Geminis love to learn and you love to share your knowledge. We're talking about high vibrating Geminis. You love to share your knowledge, right? Whoever you're dealing with is so busy competing and comparing. Whoever they're competing and comparing with, they weren't thinking collaboration from the start. They so busy competing and comparing. They ended it from before it could even get started. Too busy listening to people talking behind your back. That's going to be a firm no. That's just a no. You don't even want to hear what they got to say. They can keep it to themselves. Yeah, like I said, you're a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. They need to go somewhere and get healed. They're too busy competing with you. You don't even have time for it. So you're a star. Like I said, whoever you are, you're a star. You like I said, some new collaborations are coming across your path because you have the books to back up what you're talking. Whatever it is you're talking about, you have the books to back up what you're talking about. They're too busy talking about you don't look like a high priestess. You don't look like this, and you don't look like that. You're supposed to be dressed a certain way, wear certain this and wear. Y'all, I'm trying to help you out, whoever you are. Here's a star. The outcome is the star. Renewal, hope, healing, and a sense of divine alignment. Illuminate your next step. So here's an affirmation for you. I shine with divine purpose and inspired hope. Yeah. These are not the people you're trying to align with. Yeah, this is not your group. Whoever these energies are, they're not your group. Yeah. You move from your heart. You're an open book. And these are the type of people that they pray to be around but they've been so infected and so burned by people who burned them behind their back, talked about them behind their back, bullied them. And that's where the compassion comes in. That's where the polarity to this is, y'all have a lot in common. Y'all actually have, y'all past probably mirrored each other's, but you all went in the opposite direction. They decided to keep theirs in secret, right? And do stuff on the dark. You decide to enlighten people. That's just the difference. That's the difference. You're an open book. They want everybody to prove every little thing to them. Everything has to be. So if you make a mistake and forget, maybe you didn't get enough sleep the night before. If something isn't perfect, like, child, you ain't got time for all of that. You don't. You really don't. So yeah, a new romantic cycle begins. Like I said, somebody has love coming across their path. So you have compassion for them. There's no hate whatsoever. Y'all just not on the same. Y'all just took a different path. It looks like y'all may have the same past. Y'all may have a lot of things in common from the past. A lot of people, places, and things y'all may have in common from the past. But y'all just took a different. Y'all literally went in the opposite direction. They joined secret. You are enlightening people. That's it. That's it. No harm to anybody. That's it. So here's intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. That's it. Congratulations on your new relationship, whoever you are. Source will make sure, speaking of keeping something a secret, Source will make sure that is kept a secret away from them in all forms. They wouldn't even be able to astral project and to find out who is in your space. They wouldn't even be able to astral project into that. I'm telling you, Source has it already covered. That's not even you wouldn't even have to worry about that. So there's closure right there. There's a closure. They're too busy looking at the physical when you move from the heart. You were trying to make a connection with whoever this energy is. You were trying to make a connection with them. And they're looking at the physical. You don't look like this. You don't look like this. They heard about your past. Not even saying that. They were looking at themselves in a freaking mirror. They were looking at their own past in the mirror and decided, oh, okay, they want to judge you. Cool. No problem. Judge from over there. Here we have, the sacral chakra. You purge. You have a variety of gifts here. Sacral chakra connects us with variety. Like I said, everything that you are teaching or sharing with people, you got books to back all of that up. Let them go argue with the authors. Let them go sit over there and dissect the author's writings. You don't have time for all of that. Let them go dissect somebody else's work. That is what I have for you all. That is what I have for you all. Yeah, you're a star. You are a star. Continue being an open book about the things that you learn, and continue sharing with people who are open to learning. Something is not a competition. You don't think that you're better than someone else. None of those things. They don't even know you. They just keep on using younger people to try to get to you and find out information about you. Yeah, whoever this is, they'll never be your type. So everything in moderation. So toss it into a burning bowl. You're not confused. You have new love coming across your path. Whoever you are, listen to your inner voice. So you made a positive impact on them. So get focused. It's time for you to schedule a vacation. Get focused. So their plan to disrupt your money backfired. Crown chakra. Adjust to your crown. Adjust your crown. Somebody regrets lying to you about something. So yeah. Again, it has nothing to do with you. Something else going on. So if somebody's not happy without you, you follow your heart. Yeah, first red flag, pray and meditate. Somebody never stopped loving you. Self-love would be better. Yeah, so let go and let God. Let go and let God, right? Yeah. Somebody is just very controlling. Because people have controlled them for so long and they went along with the flow. They just want to control you. Again, release yourself. Release whoever you are. I don't know who you are. Hopefully this offers some words of encouragement. You don't need to operate in hate. You don't need to operate in hate. But you would be restricting yourself to stay connected to energies like that. These are the type of energies that would be in a relationship they feel restricted in, and they would have your child or your children to call you on speakerphone while they sit back listening, and just one of them sitting there who saw you as competition, who plays some role in separating you from your kids, and sit back there listening, taking notes. I wonder where they're getting this information from. A book. Be patient. The answers are coming. Somebody apologizes for betraying you. They don't need to apologize. But your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Like I said before, you got material. You got physical material that can back up everything you're saying. Whoever you are. Yeah, that can back up everything you're saying. So yep. They'll find some reason, whoever these energies are, what I'm picking up on is that somebody, because I'm seeing somebody is now trying to justify why they separated you and somebody else. It could have been like somebody separated you and a friend. This could be you and a friend, or you and a family member, because I'm looking at the Two of Wands here. Somebody made a very impulsive decision to separate you and somebody, right? And somebody's looking to be saved, right? And so that's not your job. You're not saving anybody from something because they made some kind of impulsive decision to do something, to separate you and somebody else. It's like, yeah, you're just letting go and letting source handle something. Somebody's still trying to use your words against you, talking about you behind your back. They use somebody to deliver that last sword. And what that looks like is like letting somebody that, okay, who else can we use? A last person who would be that close to Gemini. Who is that? Who could get that close to Gemini? Like in a physical sense. Like, is it their cousin? Is it their mom? Is it their dad? Would it be their favorite child, adult child? Who could get that close to Gemini where Gemini would like completely drop their guard, right? That they would be a complete open book, you know, so we can deliver that last sword because we're not gonna stop. That number 8 is like, we got to keep this thing going from infinity to beyond. This looks like an infinity symbol. We got to keep this thing going to infinity and beyond. That's why somebody is apologizing, because they really don't want to be in this nightmare. They wish somebody would save them from this nightmare of something. But again, as long as you have material to back up what you're saying, so it's just saying you don't have anything to worry about. Because they will continue trying to use your words against you. You don't want to have anything to do with any of them. You hear what I'm saying? Any of them. The scales from your eyes have been removed. The devil is in the details. They cause so much resentment towards you behind your back. Told people that you was drinking. Child. I mean, look, this right here. You was responsible for something. I mean, just doing the absolute most. This right here. Usually with the 6 of swords, a person is usually, on this card it's different. This is a different deck. But on some cards, it's the person on a boat, like sailing across a body of water. But you're coming through, you're transitioning through possibly a storm in life. This could have meant anything. Could have meant that you're transitioning from a job. Could have transitioned through a friendship that ended. It could have been loss of a loved one. Transitioning through something. Somebody shows zero compassion. None whatsoever. So that you can defend your decision to move on without even coming across as defensive. So whoever this innocent person is, whoever this young person is who's caught in the middle of some kind of a storm with some mess, like I said, you've forgiven all of these people, whoever they are, you've forgiven them. But do you want anything to do with them? Nope. Absolutely not. And they got the message loud and clear, because they have to look in the mirror at themselves. See this right here? I said this in another, the mirror is really, okay, this is like the devil card, right? So the devil energy will show you a mirror of yourself first, like show you your own temptations. Temptations would be demons, right? They would show you your own temptations first. And then it'll shine it back out towards the other people who are pointing at yours. Oh, look, this person is a demon of gluttony. People are pointing at you saying, oh, you eat too much. Or all you have to do is look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. It's not even just a physical. It's like, what are your demons? You inspire a whole lot of people to heal, because you're a healer. So, spirit guide. Yeah, these people made some kind of an impulsive decision to have you in anything. Like I said, they made some kind of an impulsive decision wanting you restrained or something ridiculous. Talking about your mental health. I mean, just, you don't have nothing. When I tell you, I'm telling you, whoever you are, because you're a mutable sign and you will typically kind of go along with the flow. So I should try to tell you, Source wants to make sure when you get fixated on cutting these energies off, that you're not looking back. Your star is starting to shine brighter and brighter and brighter. That they were not kidding and they were not joking about your mental health. They were not kidding, or your physical or your mental health. They weren't kidding. You don't need to be kidding and joking about it either. That is what I have for you. Like I said, anything that you're sharing with other people, make sure you have physical material to back it up, because these people are looking at something like, oh, where are they getting this information from? Ridiculous. So there's a whole lot more information I could share with you all on this in this reading, but I'll leave it out of the reading. Like I said, somebody never stopped loving you, in all of this. Like I said, your hands were full. You needed some help. Instead of these energies helping you, they chose to bully somebody instead. Or I tell you, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. All right. Bye. Let me give you all some candle colors, right? And I do sell these candles, so you have to reach out to me directly. But some candle colors and what they mean. So yellow candles, blue candles, white candle, and silver candle. Yellow candle is for intellect, clarity, and communication. A blue candle is for truth, intuition, and calm expression. White candle, which you can use really for anything, is for purification and mental reset, right? And then silver candles for intuitive insight plus dream work, right? So gemstones for you all. Lapis lazuli is for communication plus wisdom. Fluorite for clarity and focus. Citrine for creativity and manifesting mental breakthroughs. And then moonstone is for intuition and emotional balance, right? So herbs that you all can connect with. And I'm also rolling out something else new as well. And I'll let you all keep you up to date on that. But herbs would be lavender, right? You can use these in teas, baths, simmer pots, or ritual blends. Lavender, you may have some lavender tea in your cabinet. Don't go out and go buy anything extra if you already have it in your cabinet, okay? Save your coins. Lavender is for calming the mind and clearer communication. Lemongrass, you may have, that's tea, you may have lemongrass tea. Mental clarity plus psychic protection. Also peppermint, energizing the mind plus stimulating creativity. Also chamomile, you heard of chamomile tea, right? Soothing emotional overstimulation. Also mugwort, dream work plus intuitive enhancement. Here's some affirmations for you all that I created. 5 of them if you want to write them down. The first one is, my mind is clear, bright, and divinely guided. The second one is, I communicate with confidence and truth. The third one is, inspiration and clarity flow to me with ease. The fourth one is, I trust my intuition as much as my logic. And then last but not least is, I manifest my desires through aligned thoughts and words. The main thing here is in being in relationship with energy, just in general, right? In all forms of love. Somebody realized that you are an open book and you are who you said you were, that you actually almost even downplayed your star. And in a romantic situation, that you downplayed something, that you weren't this, like I said, you weren't grandstanding, you weren't showboating, you weren't showing off, or whatever the case may be. And somebody's looking at you now almost like, wow, they're really attracted to you, whoever you are. I don't know who you are because I'm talking to a camera, whoever you are. But the reason why you're not interested at all, because they're impulsive. You'll spend the rest of your life dealing with this energy, always explaining. You're actually paying back for what other people did to them. That's not your job. It's not your job to keep having to make up for what other people in the past hurt them. That's the people. They need to close that out. They need to close out those cycles. So that's not your job to clean up somebody else's mess. So clean up their friend's mess, clean up this person's mess, that person's mess. That's not your job. They're gonna have to get some healing, or something else is gonna have to go on with that. But you being an open book, you're the whoever you are, Gemini. Wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, I don't know where Gemini is in everybody's birth chart, because you could be a cross watcher as well. Well, wherever it is in your birth chart, put an end to that. Like in that, just being open in your communication, letting people know, hey, listen, you're not paying for somebody else hurting somebody, and they want you to save them by you got to produce everything. You got to wear a pager. I don't even know if they even make pagers anymore. They may, you can find it on Amazon Prime. Who knows? You're going to have to wear a pager. You're going to have to wear a tracking device on your body, or be wired with a tracking device. Everywhere you go, you have to provide some kind of reason. Every little thing that you do, they're going to have to, because of what somebody did to them in the past. You don't have time for that. That's not how you build healthy relationships. You being transparent is enough. You're trying to build. You were trying to build with somebody. They don't want to. That's not your fault. That's not your fault that they didn't make other people in the past do what they didn't want to close out cycles. That had nothing to do with you. You only want to be friends with people like that, because they always looking for some excuse to treat you like you're a robot, because that's how people treated them. They're trying to treat you like you're not a human. Like you can't make one little flaw. You don't have any. You can't be flawed in some way. So here we go. Jot a mental love note to your week ahead. See, yeah. So you can take a screenshot of this if you want to. If you want to, you can take a screenshot of this. Yeah. Those type of people, you literally spend the rest of your life having to explain to them. You're making up for everybody who hurt them. You do not have time for people like that. Friendships are not, even if y'all platonic friends, you be making up for every single person who has ever hurt them. I'm talking to men and women, so we're crystal clear. You be making up for every single person who has ever hurt them in their lives. Their mom, their dad, their siblings, their family members, the loves that they had in their lives. You making up for everybody who has ever hurt them. Who has time for that? Not you. That's what I have for you. Make it a great week. Bye.